Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 64 based on novel. So let's start. What a tyrannical Dodi. Xiao Yan also stared at the golden body in front of him and then muttered. With his excellent perception, Xiao Yan can also discover how powerful energy is contained in this small golden body. I am afraid that even if it is the body of the Emperor Yang that he condensed on the Do-Chi continent, it is compared with the body of immortality. Also less than 1 in 10,000. Xiao Yang also said with a smile. The next moment, the palm containing the milky white flame also slowly walked towards the immortal body. Xiao Yang's palm just came into contact with the immortal body, and an extremely terrifying repulsive force forcefully isolated Xiao Yang. This immortal body seems to be quite resisting me. Xiao Yang also frowned and then whispered. He, my immortal body ranks second to the top 10th rank, if there is no special means. This 10th rank Do Emperor's body is nothing but bland. The immortal emperor also said slowly to Xiao Yang. Exercise your soul power. Enter this immortal body, and condense the soul rune on its forehead, and you can also gain its control and use rights. The immortal emperor also said to Xiao Yang. Yeah. Xiao Yang closed his eyes when he heard the words, preparing to mobilize the huge soul power. Hey, your immortal body is not weak. I remember that you used this immortal body to fight against foreign evil races. The Golden Dragon King also said slowly. On the other side, the remnant soul of the immortal emperor seemed to be whispering something to his master, the Golden Dragon King, but Xiao Yang didn't listen. After all, Xiao Yang knew what the two said without even thinking about it. It might be some secret. Sexual things. Therefore, Xiao Yang is also immersed in the immortal body in front of him. The body of a Do-Da method that only a strong Do-D can display. With the body of a fighting emperor, a huge energy giant will form around his body and slowly dominate himself, thereby improving his attack and even defense ability. Xiao Yang was also gearing up, and then a huge soul force emerged instantly, rushing away towards the golden complexion. Xiao Yang's soul power just came into contact with the golden body. A golden light on the surface of the golden body resisted Xiao Yang's invasion, and an indescribable terrifying pressure also emanated from the golden body. What a terrifying coercion! Xiao Yang's left knee was also instantly suppressed by the huge coercion above the golden body, and he knelt down. But that's not enough. The next moment, the clan lines on Xiao Yang's forehead also lit up, and then the breath burst out. Xiao Yang raised his left knee bit by bit as he gritted his teeth, and then Xiao Yang instantly increased his soul power. The next moment, the terrifying soul power also broke through the golden light around the golden body, and then suddenly broke through the golden light. The rays of light flowed smoothly into the golden body. The golden and transparent body seemed to recognize Xiao Yang at the moment when Xiao Yang's soul power poured in, and the terrifying coercion disappeared instantly without a trace. Give it to me. Xiao Yang shouted loudly, then looked at the golden body in front of him. His soul power was on his forehead. Then the next moment, within the golden transparent body, on its illusory forehead, a mysterious soul rune slowly formed under the control of Xiao Yang's soul power. A rune was formed on the forehead of the golden transparent body he saw. Xiao Yang also hurriedly withdrew his soul power, sat down and gasped for breath. Simply condensing the soul runes on the golden body consumed almost all of Xiao Yang's soul power. Xiao Yang didn't even doubt that even if it was one step at night, his fate would be quite miserable, but fortunately it didn't happen in the end. Since the runes have been condensed, this immortal body will also be yours in the future. I hope that it will show a more dazzling brilliance on the outside. The soft voice of the immortal emperor slowly rang in Xiao Yang's ears. Xiao Yang heard the words, nodded slowly to the immortal emperor, and then his eyes were also fixed on the golden transparent body in front of him. Since he just condensed the runes on this body, Xiao Yang can also feel that he seems to have a close connection with this immortal body. After a short rest, Xiao Yang also knew that this time was waiting for no one, so he simply absorbed the immortal body in front of him. Because Xiao Yang also knows that with his current self, if he wants to absorb this immortal body, the time required for terror is extremely long. Cece. Xiao Yang no longer hesitated, then the corner of his mouth opened, and the huge suction force immediately sucked the immortal body into his body. When the body of immortality entered Xiao Yang's body, an extremely ancient aura that seemed to contain immortality also slowly emanated. At the same time, Xiao Yang's entire body also emitted a humming sound of bones. Obviously, the tyranny of this immortal body is far beyond Xiao Yang's estimation. Damn it. If it goes on like this, the body will explode. Xiao Yang also found that he was careless, and just tried to solve the matter of this immortal body. This is. Just when Xiao Yang was devastated, the Xiao clan pattern that appeared on Xiao Yang's forehead also exuded an extremely huge force, and then the immortal body that was still struggling before felt Xiao Yang after the power of Yang. It slowly fell silent like a deflated balloon. Although Xiao Yang was puzzled, he didn't have time to think about it. He closed his eyes and sat down on the ground. Then, around Xiao Yang, a golden light mixed with immortality also slowly emerged, and an illusory and solid body also slowly appeared around Xiao Yang. 10 feet. 20 feet. When the golden energy giant attached to this kid's body reaches 100 feet, it will be the time for this kid to succeed. The immortal emperor also spoke slowly. Yeah. The golden dragon king heard that, and was quite satisfied with Xiao Yang, and then said something to the immortal emperor, and then the space returned to calm. Boom boom boom. This is. The only people waiting outside the hall at this time were Mu Shuzi and Zhu Lao. Someone has gained immortality. Elder Zhu also concluded. When Zhu Lao was young, he entered the place where the immortal emperor fell tilde, so he is very familiar with this fluctuation. It's really some scary little guys. I just didn't know that little guy had such good luck. Elder Zhu also laughed slowly. Old Zhu, then this matter will definitely be known to the Xianling royal family. After all, we, Dodeha, built it together with them back then. Mu Shuzi said with great concern. If you know it, you will know it. It's true that I can't do it without fighting immortals in the burning incense pavilion. After Lao Zhu finished speaking, a sense of pride also permeated the hall. Could it be that the cabinet leaders and the others? Mu Shuzi also laughed. He is very clear about the heavyweight of Dozian. If their Fenxiang pavilion also has a fighting immortal powerhouse, then other things are not to be feared. After all, the fighting immortal powerhouse's shocking vision is. Report. Outside the expensive house of the Xianling royal family, an attendant said in a panic. Tell me. King Xianling, who was inside, also spoke slowly. Following King Xuanling's opening, the group of women surrounding him also closed their mouths, because they all knew that the king beside him had a bad temper. Varies. The immortal body in the burning incense pavilion. It seems that his disciple got it. The people outside the room also whispered. Bang bang bang. The entourage outside the door just finished speaking, and an extremely terrifying aura came from the door. What? An aura soaring to the sky also burst out from the room instantly, and the next moment King Xianling also came to the entourage outside the door. Holding the collar of the follower with one hand, he lifted the follower away from the ground, and stared at him fiercely. You say it again. King Xuanling's angry voice echoed inside and outside the room. The immortal body in the burning incense pavilion was obtained by its disciples. The followers were also afraid of King Xianling, but they had no choice but to say and then said in do. Bang bang bang. A series of voices also slowly came from the body of the follower. Damn the burning incense pavilion, it's actually bad for me. King Xianling also stared at the location of the burning incense pavilion viciously, and then said hideously. At the level of the Xianling king, there are not many things to be interested in, but there is no doubt that the attraction of this immortal body to the Xianling king is unparalleled. Because King Xianling has also thought of countless ways, if he can obtain this immortal body, then he can also be promoted to Dozian by virtue of his immortal body. But I don't know why, King Xianling couldn't find the place to enter the immortal body at all, as if it was hidden. Now that it was actually obtained by the disciples of Burning Incense Pavilion, King Xianling was naturally extremely angry. The previous followers had already been turned into powder by the power of King Xianling. After all, the strength of this entourage was not reached by Emperor Do, and in front of this King Xianling, he couldn't bear the anger of the peak Do Emperor. It seems that it is imperative to advance to Dozian. Otherwise, the one who worshipped me would be dissatisfied with me for a long time. If I were promoted to Dozian, these things would naturally be self-defeating. King Xianling said in a low voice, and after speaking, his figure flashed strangely and disappeared in place. In the Fenxiang pavilion, Mu Yingying, Lu Di, Mu Feng, and Xiao Yi also came out one after another. Only Xiao Yang was left in the Do Di River. It's just that none of these four disappointed Mu Shuzi. They all gained the status of a 6th-rank Do Emperor. And Mu Yingying even gained the status of a 7th-rank Do Emperor. This makes Mu Shuzi, who has always been high-minded and low-handed, quite satisfied. You must know that even Elder Zhu in front of him only has the body of a 7th-rank Do Emperor. It seems that this immortal body should be Xiao Yang's kid without a doubt. Elder Zhu on the side also said slowly. Immortal body. What is that? Mu Yingying also slightly parted her lips, and then said blankly. The body of immortality is simply the body of the most terrifying Do Di in this Do Di Hanoi. In other words, it is the body of a 10th-rank fighting emperor. Mu Shuzi also said slowly. The body of a 10th-rank fighting emperor. As soon as Mu Shuzi said this, the four people around suddenly raised shocking doubts. Because after they obtained the body of the Do Emperor, they also knew the tyranny of the Do Emperor's body. The body of a 6th-rank Do Emperor is so tyrannical, so how powerful should this 10th-rank Do Emperor be? Let's wait. After Mu Shuzi finished speaking, he also stared at Do Di in front of him. Hearing the words, the four of them nodded in unison. Big brother is still big brother. Xiao Yi also said slowly. In the faraway place of the void, in a very dark place, on an altar, countless eerie ghosts filled the air, and at the same time, two familiar figures also appeared in the center of the altar. Taking a closer look, it is the red leaves and the ghosts of the secluded spring. Are you sure you're so sure? Hong Yi also pondered for a while before opening the mouth and said, after all, the ghost of the secluded spring was too crazy when he said it. 60% sure. The ghost of the secluded spring on the side also spoke slowly. 60%. Hong Ye shook her head when she heard the words, and then stopped talking, staring at the ghost in the secluded spring in front of her. On that day, after they escaped from the infernal corpse forest, they found a dark place to retreat, and until today, all their injuries were fully recovered, and then they returned to the Red Mountain and made such a move on the top of the mountain. At this time, the entire top of Hongshan was filled with a spooky ghost, and in the center of the top, a spooky formation slowly appeared. In the formation, it seemed that something was about to appear, which made Hongye quite uneasy. Looking at Yuquan, the ghost of Yuquan at this time also lost the appearance of a human, and the whole body was rotted to varying degrees, and it looked extremely terrifying. I hope it will be successful. Hong Yi also bit her lip slightly, then stared at a body beside her. That body is her lover. If the secluded spring is successful, then it will be much easier to resurrect her lover. After all, Hong Ye is also known from some ancient secret books. This twin ghost emperor has some mysterious powers that can revive others, so he is also with this twin ghost. God deals. And now that the ghosts of the twin ghost emperors are on Yuquan, it undoubtedly means that Yuquan is the next twin ghost emperors, so Hong Ye has no choice but to do so. Get ready, wait until this time, I completely devour the soul of the twin ghost emperors. In addition to the other half of the previous twin ghost emperors, I think it will be stronger than the twin ghost emperors at their peak. Yuquan also showed his eyes, facing the red leaf road on the side. Yeah. Hong Ye heard the words and slowly put down her lover, then walked to the center of the formation and confronted Yuquan. I'm going to start, I'll trouble you these days. After Yuquan finished speaking, he also closed his eyes, and the next moment, a huge and incomparably evil aura also emanated from Yuquan. Actually reached the level of 6-star Do Emperor consummation. Hong Yi also muttered, obviously not expecting that this secluded spring was only the level of 5-star Do Emperor at first, but after swallowing the other half of Twin Ghost Emperor, it turned out to be promoted to 6-star Do Emperor consummation level. This is appalling. Su. The next moment, Yuquan also suddenly took out his palm, which had become somewhat rotten. At the same time, a blood-red heart slowly appeared in the hands of the ghost of Yuquan. Twin Ghost Emperor's heart. Hong Ye's pupils shrank tightly at this time, because around her, she had never seen such a thing, only heard of Tilda. According to legend, every ghost emperor when they fall, they will leave their souls behind, and through special means, the ghost emperor heart can be extracted from their souls. The ghost emperor's heart is the core source of power for every ghost emperor. As long as the ghost emperor's heart is absorbed, the person who absorbs it will become a ghost emperor again. So this is the ghost emperor's heart. Hong Ye also spoke slowly. Da. A powerful heartbeat also came from the blood-red heart, but Hong Ye returned when she heard the heartbeat, and even her vindictive chi was in a state of solidification. Su. You are mine. Yuquan ghost also didn't hesitate, opened his ***** mouth, and swallowed the ghost emperor's heart black. The ghost emperor Xin had just entered Yochuan's body, and suddenly a shocking aura emanated from the top of Hongshan Mountain. Just as the blood-colored rays of light from the sky were about to appear, the formation at the foot of Yuquan exuded a huge suction force, and that power was completely absorbed, and then it was fed back to Yuquan, and so on. Hong Ye also withdrew from the formation, and then protected Yuquan by the side. Although I don't know how long it will last. But I hope you can succeed. If you succeed in treachery, then I'll leave it alone. After Hong Ye finished speaking, she also slowly left here holding the body. At this time, the top of Hongshan Mountain was calm again. Time passed day by day, and it had been a whole month since Xiao Yang entered the Dodi River. During this month, the envoys of the Xianling royal family also came to the Fenxiang Pavilion, and informed them of the qualifications. They had promised to Fenxiang Pavilion to enter the Xianling Imperial Pond of the Xianling Imperial family. As long as the incense pavilion is ready, you can go there at any time. Xiao Yang, Mu Yingying and Mu Feng are all qualified to enter the Xianling Emperor Pond. It's just that Xiao Yang hadn't come out of Dodi Hanoi at this time, so it took some time. Since the 5 people entered the Dodi River, the other 4 people also came out one after another 10 days later, but Xiao Yang was the only one who did not come out. In this regard, Zhu Lao and Mu Shuzi were also quite helpless, so they had to give up and wait for Xiao Yang. After all, the 2 of them also have a lot of things to deal with. Wait for Xiao Yang again. A hearty laugh suddenly appeared in the hall, and upon close inspection, it was Xiao Yi who spoke. Following his gaze, the other person in the hall was Mu Yingying. Don't talk nonsense, I just wanted to come and see if he came out. After all, it took us so much time, otherwise we could have soaked in the Xianling Emperor Pond. Mu Yingying was also flustered, and after a short stay, she stayed a little bit. Said after thinking. But it's almost too soon. Xiao Yi naturally found out that Mu Yingying was tacit. Obviously what she said and what she did were obviously different, but Xiao Yi didn't expose it. She just let Mu Yingying do it. You say. Will Xiao Yang be okay? It's been a month. Mu Yingying was also a little worried. Since Mu Yingying entered Do Di Hanoi and obtained the rank 7 Do Emperor, she has vaguely touched the threshold of the 5-star Do Emperor, and it is just around the corner to break through. Probably not. For some special reasons, I can feel the state of my eldest brother. Big brother's fighting spirit in his body is getting more and more solid at this time. It's been a few days since he wanted to make a breakthrough. Xiao Yi also said slowly. As for the special reason, it is naturally impossible for Xiao Yi to tell Mu Yingying. I hope so. Then I'll go first. After Mu Yingying finished speaking, she also walked towards the main hall door with light steps. Hey, eldest brother, how do you explain to the two sisters-in-law like this? Xiao Yi also laughed. Obviously Mu Yingying's panicked expression just now was like a sneaky little girl looking at her lover. Unexpectedly, the Dodi River in the main hall suddenly exudes an extremely huge aura. What's wrong? Mu Yingying just walked to the door, but she felt the change, and she hurried to the side of Dodi and said to Xiao Yi. Big brother should be out today. Xiao Yi also said, and after speaking, the two of them turned their eyes to Dodi. At this time, the Dodi River, when viewed from the outside, is golden in color, and an aura that seems to contain immortality also permeates the entire Dodi River. In a certain space in Do Di Hanoi. Hey, this kid. I also said why it took so long to integrate a body of a fighting emperor. So this kid has other plans. The immortal emperor also spoke slowly. Obviously, with his eyesight, he naturally knew that Xiao Yang spent so much time in order to absorb the immortal body. The second is to consolidate their own strength. At this time, Xiao Yang exuded an extremely huge aura, and the smell of immortality permeated around his body. On the surface of his body, an energy giant with several hundred meters was slowly wrapping Xiao Yang tightly. Originally, even if Xiao Yang was a 10th rank fighting emperor, 10 days would be enough if Xiao Yang fused together, but Xiao Yang forced it into a month. The secret of this is Xiao Yang himself. Plan. Xiao Yang also knows that since he came to Xian Santian, he has always been fighting at a higher level. Although his strength has improved rapidly, for the sake of the future, Xiao Yang has to put down his footsteps and slowly use this extremely pure immortal. The body consolidates the fighting spirit in the body. After all, a person's limit has a lot to do with the foundation. Once the foundation is shaken, it will also have a huge impact on its future. Therefore, Xiao Yang also used the time of fusing this immortal body to consolidate his own cultivation. In 1 month, Xiao Yang not only merged his immortal body, but also consolidated the fighting qi in his body. This can be said to serve multiple purposes. It's about time. Xiao Yang also grinned, then suddenly opened his eyes, and an immortal golden aura also appeared. After Xiao Yang opened his eyes, he also found the immortal body of several hundred meters around him, and nodded in satisfaction immediately. The terrifying golden light was radiated from Xiao Yang's immortal body. With Xiao Yang's powerful soul perception, he could naturally feel that the immortal body that he merged with was probably just by virtue of his immortal body. Block the full blow of the 5-star duty powerhouse. As for attacking, Xiao Yang is also confident. With the 7th layer breaking sky ruler in his hand, plus the lotus of silentness, and some means, even dealing with a 5-star duty powerhouse is not enough. But this immortal body seems to be missing something, Xiao Yan said after feeling it for a while. Hee, you kid, you are really shrewd. The immortal emperor also came to Xiao Yang from afar. Well. Xiao Yang also replied softly, obviously knowing that when he merged with this immortal body, the remnant soul of his master, the Golden Dragon King, and the immortal emperor also exchanged a lot. After all, the two of them are smiling maliciously at themselves now. Apparently they have reached the same agreement. He tilde immortal emperor, then do as you say. The Golden Dragon King also smiled slowly. Boy, do you think this immortal body seems incomplete? The immortal emperor also smiled at Xiao Yang. It doesn't seem to be incomplete. Even if I push it to the limit, I can only display the level of a 9th rank fighting emperor. If you want to be sent to the 10th grade, it seems that something is missing. Xiao Yang also slowly opened his mouth, while staring at the golden immortal body attached to his body. You feel good. If you want to push this immortal body to the limit, you must cooperate with the flame of immortality. The immortal emperor also showed a cunning look. Immortal flame. Xiao Yang's eyes also became hot, and then he was staring at the immortal emperor. Since the immortal emperor said that if he wants to push the limit of his immortal body, he must cooperate with the immortal flame, then even if the immortal emperor in front of him is just a remnant soul, he must know where the immortal flame is. Even the legendary immortal gold. This is the most powerful means of the immortal emperor. If Xiao Yang gets it, it will be extremely beneficial to his future. Senior. I don't know where this immortal flame is now. Xiao Yang also respectfully looked at the simple old man in front of him. Still a pretty shrewd kid. The immortal emperor was also extremely satisfied with Xiao Yang. This satisfaction is not only because Xiao Yang has the blood of the Xiao family and is the descendant of the previous senior Xiao Yun, but also because of this rare character of Xiao Yang, which also made this immortal emperor decide to take a gamble. After all, when Xiao Yang was merging the immortal body before, the immortal emperor also negotiated a lot with the Golden Dragon King. Through the conversation with the Golden Dragon King, he also learned a lot of things. So adding the immortal emperor's old and spicy eyesight, naturally it is not difficult to see that this Xiao Yang's kid can be seen by the peak-level powerhouse of the Golden Dragon King, which is naturally very extraordinary. I believe you can feel it too. At this time, I am just a remnant soul. After the fall, due to the pressure of the constant search of the evil races outside the territory, I had no choice but to live my immortal body in the Do Di Hanoi of the Burning Incense Pavilion, but the place where I really fell. It's not here. The immortal emperor also spoke slowly. Oh. When Xiao Yang heard the words, he also put away the immortal body that surrounded his body, and then listened carefully with interest, and focused his gaze on the immortal emperor. Xiao Yang knew that this immortal emperor was definitely a great power. Whether it was the immortal flame, or the immortal golden body, it was what Xiao Yang wanted, and now the immortal emperor said this, obviously with a bit of a carefree taste. I told you before that when I found the immortal flame, it was on the Qianxing continent, on the Xifang continent, on the Do Di continent. Yang smiled. Qianxing continent forgets the end of the world. Xiao Yang also shook his head. Xiao Yang also knew that this Do Di continent is divided into 4 continents. The weakest is located in the westernmost Xianling continent, and the middle strength is the easternmost Douyin continent, Qianxing continent in the northernmost, and Haihai continent, the strongest in the southernmost. The strength of Qianxing continent is not a little bit stronger than that of Xianling continent. With your current strength, you will undoubtedly die if you go there. However, I can tell you clearly that this immortal golden body and immortal flame are indeed within the forgotten end of the sky in the Qianxing continent. Where is the specific existence forgetting the horizon? As long as you get close, the immortal body in your body will also guide you to go. But you have to remember, if you don't have the strength of the 7-star Do Emperor, you should not get involved in these two. Otherwise. After the immortal emperor finished speaking, he slowly shook his head. Obviously, his eyes became a little ugly, as if he remembered the terrifying scene of swallowing the immortal flame. The younger generation knows. Xiao Yan also bowed to the immortal emperor, who was beginning to be slightly illusory in front of him. He, it's not in vain for your Xiao ancestors to save my life. If you meet that senior Xiao Yun in the future, just say hello to me. The immortal emperor was also quite free and easy. By the way, there is one more point. Xingyang is the most powerful nemesis of the evil tribes, but when the evil tribes attacked our 7 realms, it seems that these evil tribes still want to collect holy flames. Although I don't know why, but remember, the holy flame must never fall into the hands of foreign evil races. If the immortal flame is obtained by the evil race outside the territory in the future, remember to destroy it at all costs. At the end, the voice of the immortal emperor suddenly echoed in the mysterious space. Junior, remember the teachings of seniors. Although Xiao Yang didn't know why, but what the immortal emperor said naturally had his reasons, and he immediately agreed. Let's go. My remnant soul has also taken away the protection of this immortal body. I hope that the next time we meet, you kid can be like this. The immortal emperor smiled slowly, and then the next moment, the figure also slowly it became illusory, slowly turning into golden fragments, and slowly dissipating in the hall. Let's go, it's time to go out. The Golden Dragon King stood aside from beginning to end, without interfering with the absoluteness of this immortal emperor. Master, is it possible that this immortal emperor is resurrected? Xiao Yang also looked at the immortal emperor, who had been scattered into golden fragments, with some difficulty, and then said, these powerhouses are all fallen in the true sense. Even the angel family, who masters the most powerful resurrection magic, may not be able to return to the sky. The Golden Dragon King also said slowly. Hey, let's go. Xiao Yang also sighed helplessly, then slowly stood up and walked towards the door of the main hall. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yang had just stepped out of the immortal emperor's hall, and the hall collapsed in the next moment, and the originally rather simple and ancient atmosphere was instantly reduced to ruins. This hall also exists to protect the immortal body. Now that the immortal body has a master, it also dissipates in this space. The Golden Dragon King also said, and the next moment the Golden Dragon King also returned to the ring in Xiao Yang's hands. Boom boom boom. The dazzling golden light also spread out from the Dodi River. This aura. Mu Yingying also became vigilant. Obviously, the strength of this aura was probably not comparable to that of Xiao Yi's peak stage 7-star Do Emperor next to her, so she immediately watched vigilantly. Dodi River. Don't panic, this is my eldest brother. Xiao Yi also spoke slowly, and then Yishi smiled slowly at the golden figure. Big brother, it's considered to be out, let's wait. Xiao Yi also strode forward with a fist that hit Xiao Yang on the shoulder. Everything went well. Xiao Yang also said to Xiao Yi, and apparently found that Xiao Yi's fist did not contain any strength. It was a collision between brothers. It's fine. Seeing the two of them like this, Mu Yingying was quite puzzled, but she didn't ask any further questions. Have you obtained the body of a 10th rank Do Emperor? Xiao Yi also had a smile on her cheeks, and then said to Xiao Yang who was beside her. Fortunately not to be disgraced. Xiao Yang also laughed. Obviously Xiao Yang also had absolute trust in Xiao Yi. When you entered the Dodi River, the 4 of us were all over in about 10 days. All of them obtained the body of the 6th rank Do Emperor, and Mu Yingying obtained the body of the 7th rank Do Emperor. Xiao Yi also the way. Xiao Yan was not surprised either. To know the body of a Do emperor, it is usually only obtained by disciples who are extremely high-ranking students. This is enough to stir up the entire burning incense pavilion. And the Xianling royal family also sent someone here. When you get out of the customs, you can go ahead. Xiao Yi also smiled. Hearing this, Xiao Yang also laughed, although he didn't know what secrets this Xianling Emperor pond had, but since it could be praised by countless people, it was naturally attractive. By the way, Xiao Yang, an elder from the hall of people who led us to this time, he asked you to go out and find him. It seems to be called Old Zhu. Mu Yingying said to Xiao Yang, as if she had remembered something. Youngest bamboo. Xiao Yang also shook his head, and then slowly stepped out of the hall with the three of them. The Dodi River was also darkening, and he didn't know when it would be opened again. This video will end here.